But Laurie, didn't we just do an ink tracing or video? Well, yes, we did. But I got this for my birthday. And at first I opened up this one, which I had asked for specifically, and thought, too intimidating. So I went over to this other one, which seemed far more my skill level. Which you'll see. There we go. I can trace some outlines. It kind of shows you what it's supposed to look like. Now, I learned from my mandala video that I needed to have a piece of cardboard or paper underneath the tracing because the Sharpies ended up going right through the paper. The paper is pretty thin, and so it wasn't exactly a shocker that happened. But I did end up ruining the mandala underneath it. So I went ahead and made sure to go ahead and put a paper underneath this one. Now, this one was a surprise present because it wasn't one I specifically asked for, but I really like it. It is simple and it just outlines, which is what I was kind of thinking that the fairy one was going to be, that sort of thing, the fairy houses, but that one ended up being a little different, and so this one was more my style. Now, I tried to use the pens that my son had given me, but they were too thin for these lines. In fact, even this Sharpie pen was too thin for the lines, and so you can see a lot of white left over, which I don't mind in this picture. It kind of looks like highlights, like I did it on purpose. Go Laurie. But I really didn't do that on purpose. It was just the fact that the lines were thicker than my marker. If I had gone in with my thicker tipped Sharpie that you'll see me use in the second book, I think it might have been better, but it also might have been a little overwhelming. I don't know. I will try it in the next time I do the book, which will be on my own. I don't plan on doing another video with these. Don't worry. But anyways, this was just a simple. It was simple enough that I thought I can handle this for my first time coloring, and I loved the picture itself, little cabin. Now, you'd think that I was a newbie with the way that my light is in front of the camera here, and I didn't even notice for the first part. In fact, I started outlining the cabin and I didn't even realize I wasn't in frame for that. I got a new phone for my birthday and the camera is in a different position, and so I am still trying to get used to filming with a new phone, but that's okay. The lines on this were pretty much very straightforward. If I had a steadier hand, I might have been more impressed with myself, but you know what? This is for fun. This isn't to be taken seriously. If anything, what this does is help me to know and understand how to outline and trace and what am I trying to think? How to draw something instead of, because it's already colored in, I don't have to worry about coloring it. This just helps me kind of figure out how to draw it in the first place. Little trees, little bushes here and there. These are things that I have always wanted to try doing, but have never felt I had the artistic talent to do. And it seems like such a simple thing. Like, you don't have to have a whole lot of artistic talent to make grass, but I don't have what do I want to say? I don't have the confidence within myself to be able to do something like this without help. And maybe with practicing in this book, I will eventually gain the confidence in myself that I need. Here I go again. Yes, I actually put my light right in front of the camera, and then, like a noob, I didn't even notice that it was in the way. So I just had to leave that in there for you, so that you know that just because I've been doing this for almost 2 years doesn't mean I know what I'm doing at all. So this was good practice. This was good fun. I enjoyed every little bit of it. It was easy, which made it very nice for my very first page, very first time. As I looked through more of the book, some of them are a little more difficult, but it's still at my quote-unquote skill level. So I have full confidence that I can fill out this book, and I am so grateful to my son for getting it for me for my birthday. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate you. So we're just finishing up the last of it here. A couple of flowers. The funny thing is, I really liked the outline of the white on the flowers. It made them look like they were glowing. The magical flowers. And so we'll just finish up here, and then I'm going to be brave and I'm going to open up the other book. Did you see all the marks of the pencil there? Now, I went flipping through pages looking for something that felt like it was less intimidating than all the other pages. And this is it. This is the one I chose. Now, this is a little bit different. This is not just outlining pages, or not pages, outlining themes. This, we are actually filling in areas. Now, some of the areas are gray, and I think I was supposed to do something with the gray areas. I'm not sure. I didn't go back and read the instructions, sort of thing. And so that is something that I will go back and look into a little bit more of later. But this, at first I was almost frustrated with it. Frustrated with myself because I kept thinking, I've got to hurry and get this done. You know, this video is going to be half an hour long if I don't hurry and get this done. And I had to stop myself and say, Laurie, this is for your entertainment. This is for your enjoyment. So stop trying to rush through it and enjoy it. And once I told myself that, I was actually able to stop worrying about how long this was going to take and instead just enjoy the process. Now, this very much reminded me of a paint by numbers. I've done several of those videos, and I really, really liked that. And I grew to like that more as I began to tell myself to relax and enjoy the process. And so it just, felt like the white areas are where you color in the black, sort of thing. And I could have actually taken colored pencils that are close to the colors of the tree and gone in and just done some darker shades of brown or black as well. And I think that would have turned out really nice. And maybe one day when I am more confident in my artistic abilities, I may try something like that. But as of right now, I'm pretty comfortable in just coloring in black, and so we're going to stick with that. I end up flip-flopping through a bunch of different pens. This one is the one I use the majority of because it's a thicker tip, and I'm able to fill in areas a lot easier that way. But it did get difficult in areas where I needed a finer tip, and so I switched back and forth between my Sharpies, but also the pens that my son got me, because they are really fine tipped, and I was able to get into some of the cracks and crevices a whole lot easier with those fine tips. This area in particular was an area that I needed to use those fine tips for, because you're filling in all of these little fine lines to do the shingles of the roof. But not so fun when it comes to having to fill in a bunch of bigger areas. And so I kept to outlining after I did that one area, and then switched back to my thicker tip when it came time. Again, there's a whole bunch of little gray areas that I know I think you're supposed to put like dots or not hashtags, but I think they're called hash marks in those areas to help create the depth, but not necessarily completely black it out. So, like I was saying, it was my birthday, and I turned 50 years old, you guys. 55-0. And I have earned every single year. So I am saying that with pride, but it feels weird. It feels really weird to say I turned 50. But the fact that I turned 50 means that I have survived 50 years as well. And those have not always been easy years. So, for those of you that asked, my husband came through two of his surgeries really well. He had a hernia surgery and a kidney stone the size of a golf ball. And so he's had to have 2 surgeries, and he's got a third one as well on his parathyroid, I believe it is. But the doctor may be able to just take care of that in office, and so that's what we're hoping and praying for. So thank you to those that have been concerned. We're definitely going back to the thick marker for this one because there's a lot of open space right here. But that was one of the reasons that I liked the page, was because I thought I can color in these big places. Like I said before, this really is reminiscent of paint by numbers, which is pretty cool. And I was getting pretty good with the thicker marker in figuring out how to just barely touch the paper to get in some finer lines. I still had to switch back and forth for the really, really thin lines. But I was getting pretty skilled with it, I have to say. So here in America, we're gearing up for Thanksgiving this week. We're so excited. Turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy and rolls and vegetables. The only vegetables my daughter will eat are carrots, sugar snap peas, and cucumbers. So we have those on our veggie tray. I am not a fan of green beans, so I'm afraid we will not be having a green bean casserole. What about you? What are some of your favorite dishes for Thanksgiving? So I like pumpkin pie, but I'm not a huge fan of pie crust. So I have a special pumpkin pie that I make with a spice cake mix for the crust. And it's super yummy and super tasty, and it's something that I enjoy making every year. And I actually don't have to work on Black Friday this year. I have it off. I do have to work Saturday, but I am super happy that I don't have to be up early and at 'em on Friday. So I can just eat my turkey and enjoy myself. And then start gearing up for the Christmas season. We start working longer hours at work, which isn't fun, but I will say that our customers that we get are usually pretty delightful. They're so nice and so sweet, and and 99% of the time are patient if you don't have what they need. So we appreciate that. We work at a bookstore. I work at a bookstore. My coworkers and I work at a bookstore. And we get some pretty nice customers. It's awesome. So we're about done here. I hope that you enjoyed watching this. This really is fun, and I will definitely be taking more care and time and playing with it more often. And so thank you, Brian, for getting this for me, and I hope that you have a great day. Make it a great week, and we will hopefully, we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.